Hi guys. So I'm doing a review again on the newest episode, which is episode 6 of Glitter Beef. I didn't do one on the last one because really, in all honesty, the only interesting thing that happened was friggin' Rocky and Natalie and Red and Natalie going home. And the end of the episode when Sarah and Judy hit everyone's pictures. Okay. Sorry I look a bit of a mess. I woke up like this. No, I actually didn't just wake up, but um, so pretty much it starts off, and Judy and Sarah decide they're gonna go do a photo shoot for Show magazine, which is okay, cool, whatever. I mean, you should always have something to do besides sit there and bitch and bicker back and forth. So they leave, and Camila has to say something like, "Oh, I've been on the cover of that magazine before. Like, do you want a fucking cookie? Okay." I mean, good job. I mean, you're not the only one to be on a magazine. Judy's been in countless magazines. Christina was in Spice magazine. Sarah's been in countless magazines. Like, take your pick. So they go and they do their magazine shoot, and Judy's talking about how she's glad she's not drinking because last time she came and shot for these guys, she cried. So they do this photo shoot, and it's a really nice photo shoot. They both look good. They're having fun with it. It's good. It's cool. Meanwhile, back at the house, Rocky and Jada decide that they felt really good doing the charity work at the barn, and they want to do more charity work. So they decide that they want to take some girls who are less fortunate and don't have it easy as them, and give them a makeover. Like make them, do their makeup, do their hair, do their nails, make them pretty, which is a really, noble idea. It's unique, definitely. I mean, anything helps. I like when they want to actually help people and do something and show that they're not just ratchet hoes and that they're actually there to help too. And, you know. So, anyway, they decide to do all this. And later that night, um, they're all sitting outside and it's like they're broken up into groups. It's Sarah and Judy, and then it's Julie, Jada, and Rocky, I think. And Julie cracked me up. Like she had her legs wrapped around her neck and was looking like towards her vagina. Like, Sarah, how old are you? Which I understood that, and that was really funny. But Sarah was saying to Judy, like, see, aren't you glad that's not you? Which is really, if you think about it, that's like kind of a crazy change, like a crazy revelation. That now, like, you have these girls acting like a drunk mess, and you have Judy, who's like actually not drinking and containing herself. So, yeah, so the next day they decide to go to an improv class, which actually I would love to do an improv class because of the fact I'm really spontaneous and I'm really like random and out there, and improv is my type of thing. I love the idea of like doing it right off the bat. But anyway, this isn't about my fucking life. So they go and do this improv thing, and their first challenge is the tribal dance challenge, which is AKA like Judy's like main fucking specialty. So they're doing this, and then they do a tape ball challenge, aka the best they did was Camila and Rocky hitting back the ball back and forth. And they're getting along and having fun, and they're unified and whatever, and it's all good. But this doesn't last long because they go to get lunch afterwards, and Jada is just looking so stressed out. Like, if Julie didn't say anything, Jada was probably gonna say it anyway. Jada's like, and Julie goes, "What's on your mind? Say it. Like, no, say what's on your mind. Like, you know damn well, Julie. You know damn well what's gonna result from that." So Jada just says, "I want to know who took the pictures." So we are still on these like fucking like HP specialty printed out photos that were smacked on the wall. Like, is it that big of a deal to really sit here and complain about 24/7? No. More likely than not, it's a reason for Jada to pop off on somebody. And this is the thing, is people are starting to realize people are starting to realize Jada's faults. And the thing is what no one realizes is Jada was always this bad. The reason that no one realized Jada was this bad is because all of Jada's extra. but all of the girls she beefed with were much more extra than her. Lo was extra, Blue was extra, Red was extra, Brit was extra, Lindsay was extra. Everyone that Jada had beef with was more extra than Jada. So that's why walking into this season and you see these girls who aren't so extra, it's like you kind of start to notice Jada's really fucking annoying. So anyway, Sarah continues to deny. Sarah's like, it's not me. It's not me. I didn't touch your pictures. I didn't touch your pictures. I didn't do nothing with your pictures. I don't know where they are. And they're continuing to do this, and Sarah's still denying it. And then Danny turns to Judy and goes, let's just get this out of the way. Did you guys touch the pictures? And Judy goes, yeah, we did. People, what you guys need to realize is Judy wasn't trying to rat out Sarah. What Judy said in the confessional was so smart. It was so smart, because if you think about it, Judy had a good point there. Judy had a good point, because what Judy said was, okay, we admitted to the pictures, now what's your issue with us? So pretty much what Judy was getting at is, we admitted we took the pictures, now you have to find another reason to have an issue with us. And that's exactly what Jada's ratchet, annoying ass did. So then Jada starts going off on Sarah, because Sarah didn't admit to it, but Judy's a real bitch for admitting to it, even though you just called her a fake bitch like 20 times in the last episode, even though you called yourself a fake bitch on the reunion. So, you know, this is just a lovely dinner, or lunch, or whatever. And then Jada, like, slams silverware and, like, cups at Sarah, and Judy pulls Sarah away and says to Jada, no, don't do it, because she will whoop your ass. And she probably would. I would love to see Sarah whoop Jada's ass. So I'm pretty sure it's Sarah and Jada are taken away from the table, and Judy's still there. And Julie starts stating, like, you know, I never touch your guys' stuff. I'm really respectful to your stuff, so, you know. And Judy goes, Julie. And Julie goes, don't talk to me. You're a joke. And Judy spills some tea, and Judy says, let's talk about how you talk about Danny. Let's talk about how you talk about Danny and Gabby and say that they bully you and they're annoying and you don't fuck with them. And then Julie says literally the worst possible thing you could say when you're denying something. You said that. Like, have you ever seen, like, in an argument, like, between, like, two siblings, like, where it's like, Mom, Judy said that, or, Mom, Julie said that, you're fat and ugly, and then the other sibling's like, no, you said that. Like, it's literally just... So anyway, after this is said, Danny starts to get kind of, like, really suspicious, because, I mean, I don't know, personally, like, I don't know, from what I remember clearly, I remember seeing Judy hanging out with Danny and Gabby before Julie hung out with Danny and Gabby, but I have no idea. I'm not positive, so I'm not going to say that. Well, I did say that, but whatever. So, then this is the part that really, really actually kind of got me, is Julie's in her confessional, and Julie says, I never talk bad about these girls. Judy likes to stir the pot and start drama to keep the bad attention off of her. My problem is, Julie, is that looks some type of way. I mean, I realize you're changed, like, so much, and you're no longer the Antichrist from your season, but saying that that's something Judy likes to do, and that's the reason she said it, that really does look some type of way, because that's literally what you did your whole season. So, honestly, at this point, Danny is, like, kind of really confused and doesn't know who to trust and who to turn to, because the thing is Judy didn't just bring that up. Judy didn't just bring that up and lie about it for the simple fact that she wanted to cause drama between the two of them. She did not want to cause problems between the two of them. What she wanted to do, I mean, she knew it probably caused problems between the two of them, but she wanted to blast Julie's shit. She wanted to blast Julie's shit. Because from what it seems like at this point, Julie was fucking with Judy more than any of the girls. Like, not bullying fucking with, but, like, you know, when they walked into the house, Julie was the coolest with Judy out of everyone. So now the tables have kind of turned, and now Julie doesn't fuck with Judy at all. Julie's completely done with Judy, deaded. Like, Julie is kind of making everyone else, not purposefully, but everyone else is kind of agreeing with Julie about Judy. So at this point, Judy probably feels attacked and is like, fuck it, let me throw this tea out. So Danny's like a bit skeptical and on edge, and she's asking Judy, like, what exactly did Julie say? Like, what did Julie say? And Judy tells Julie that Danny, that Julie says she feels bullied by the girls and feels like the girls gang up on her and whatever and treat her like shit. Which to me more so sounds like venting, but still. I mean, don't act all holier than thou. So yeah. They get home, and Jada's fat, white trash ass decides to go into Sarah's room and take her heels and be like, I'm gonna take these. I really like these. Oh, look at my cheap bedazzled heels, bitch. This is the thing, is Sarah's not cheap. Sarah's not cheap. Nothing Sarah has is cheap. Nothing Sarah does is cheap. Sarah is friggin' great. I'm sorry, I like Sarah. There are times where Sarah, as Julie said in AfterBuzz, is really gimmicky. But what I like about Sarah is the fact that Sarah really doesn't give a fuck. She's not on the level of not giving a fuck as Janelle, because Janelle would literally just sit there and stare blankly at your face while you told her your issue with her, like, okay. But, yeah, Sarah doesn't care. So then Jada decides to throw Sarah's heels under the friggin' grill and thinks she's so boss for it. Like, I don't understand. You haven't changed. You haven't changed, and you're not trying. I don't see somebody changing. So Julie's upset because she feels like Danny is believing Judy too easily. And Danny's just upset because Danny doesn't know what to believe, which is Danny at this point is in a situation where she could believe Judy, who loves Danny. I don't care what they go through. Judy loves Danny. And this is the thing, is the fact that Judy doesn't fuck with Danny, or doesn't fuck with Julie, but still loves Danny, that really says something. And I just noticed that, actually, this second, was the fact that Judy is done with Julie, but still fucking with Danny. That really actually kind of looks the type of way as well. So they go to the arts and crafts store to make this banner for their makeover party bus or whatever, and Sarah's talking about how gold and silver go together, and Danny goes, no they don't, which is, they do. Silver and gold, like... So then Sarah's talking about how she, painted a picture of Jennifer Aniston, and it looked exactly like her. Anyway, they go home, and we're really beefing about glitter. And these girls are sitting downstairs, all of the girls, like Rocky, Jada, Julie, Danny, Camila, they're all sitting downstairs making this, banner. And they're talking, like, oh, those girls are so whack, who cares about the glitter, blah, blah, blah. Like, just talking a massive amount of shit on them. And so Sarah and Judy overhear it and go, well, fuck it. They don't want us around. We don't want to be around them. Let's go to the gym. So they get up and go to the gym. And while they're at the gym, here comes Rocky, Camila, and Jada, and Danny all, wow, this is so sad. This is supposed to be a group project, and they don't want to even work with us. If you're sitting there talking shit about them while they're in the vicinity, why would they want to? You're sitting there ragging on them and talking bad about them. So when they leave, you start hating because they aren't there to help? Clearly, they know you don't want them there. They don't want to be there because they don't want to sit there awkward while you just talk bad about them, and probably will continue to, and say some petty shit like, 1 down, 2 to go, or something like that. Like, this is what pisses me off, is all of these girls besides Judy and Sarah, they cannot seem to get over Judy and Sarah. if you guys just let it go and went through the season, like, I get it might be boring because no drama, but, like, at the same time, if they were just to let it go, then this show might have a reason to be called Redemption. So then, because Sarah and Judy leave, Jada gets pissed. So Jada and Danny, I think, decide that Jada's going to run upstairs and throw glitter all over their beds. So Jada pretty much ran upstairs and threw glitter all over their bed because she's so mature and she's moving in silence, using wisdom, not violence. And Judy and Sarah come home and they walk upstairs and see glitter all over their room and they're like, what the fuck? You know? So, Sarah goes and asks Jada, did you put glitter in our room? And Jada goes, I didn't see anything about it. I understand Jada was trying to prove a point to Sarah, but this is the thing with Sarah denying it. Sarah was not denying it because she's scared. Sarah was denying it because they asked, did you move the pictures? Who the hell else would move the pictures? Clearly, Sarah and Judy moved the pictures. This is why Sarah didn't reply and say, yeah, I moved the pictures, because it should be obvious. You're just trying to ask so you can justify it when you start drama. So anyway, they start to clean up the glitter, and Sarah goes into the confessional, and she, writes #so, which is her little, thing, and she starts, holding up, these girls are so whack and so ratchet, and just, holding up and talking regular voice, and Danny stands outside the confessional listening, and then walks out and goes in the makeup room and goes, you're real gangster when you're whispering in a confessional. She wasn't even whispering! What's she supposed to... These girls are so loud! At the top of her lungs so everyone hears. She's not trying to put on a show. She's trying to make a confessional. I don't get it. With that being said, I don't really have an issue with Danny, because I feel like Danny's one of the only girls in the house who actually isn't petty as shit. So, that really says something. So anyway, meanwhile, this all happens, and then we go to Judy laying up in bed talking to the plants. And she's talking about how her weave itches, it's hot, there's glitter everywhere. And the plants are like, Judy, it's a beautiful Christmas wonderland. And Judy goes, no, it sucks. And Sarah walks in and thinks Judy's just kidding. And she's not. So Judy starts bawling her eyes out. There's glitter every fucking where. Just crying, I want my mom, and whatever. And everyone's saying she flipped out over nothing. Have you guys dealt with glitter? I understand glitter's, really pretty and really fun and whatever and good for crafts. But that shit is clinging. I'd probably be up in bed crying, too. It's itchy. You can't get rid of it. You could probably take a knife and shave a layer of skin off of your body, and that glitter would still be there. And if it's hot on top of that, I'd be losing it too. The thing is Judy really probably is going through withdrawals. So Judy's having this huge panic attack, and people think she's being ridiculous. Like I said, I would probably lose my shit over glitter too, in that instance. So anyway, because these girls weren't annoying enough and had enough, whatever. The girls all do their charity thing. And, Jada talks about how she wants to inspire and change people. Judy stays home and calls Stassi. I think everyone kind of needed to see that moment, because it was even if you didn't like Stassi, you have to appreciate the relationship that Stassi has with Judy, where it's Stassi genuinely cares about Judy, and Stassi genuinely loves Judy, and will stand up for her and have her back, so I think it's something we needed to see. So we do this makeover thing, and they're all helping and whatnot, and these girls are telling their stories. That was a really cute moment. That was all really cute, I thought. So then Rocky has an event at a club, and she's at the event, and she brings Julie and Jada. Meanwhile, at the house, Judy decides that Judy's just done. Judy's gonna retaliate and give these girls what these girls have been giving her, which is you go, girl, because honestly, fuck all of them. So she starts like putting lipstick on and kissing Jada's door frame, kissing her pillow, throwing glitter everywhere, putting the trees in the doorway. I'm sorry, but at this point, the tree is one of my favorite characters in the season because the commentary the tree has with Judy is just perfect. So Judy does all this, and Sarah's taking a picture to put on sarahsololiver.com so we all can see. And Rocky and Jada and Julie come home, and the first thing Jada finds is her weave, which really confused me because Jada, well, first of all, Jada just giggles and goes, "Why do I continue to be nice to these bitches who don't like me?" Nice when. Nice when, boo. Nice when. Because I'm pretty positive last time I checked, your idea of being nice was just retaliating and being petty as shit. So, there's that. Jada is not trying to be nice to anyone. Jada is not even trying to move in silence and use wisdom and not violence anymore. Jada is just being an annoying thought. So Jada goes upstairs and asks, like, how did my weave end up on the floor? And Judy goes, well, I didn't do that, but I will tell you what I did do. I put the plant in your door, I put glitter in y'all's room. And here comes Rocky. You put glitter in our room. Am I the only one who thinks Rocky seems like kind of a follower this season? Like, for the current time being, first of all, Rocky had no immediate beef with Judy. Rocky decided she was done with Judy once Julie was done with Judy. This whole beef, Jada started, and Rocky kind of fell into. Like, I feel like Rocky isn't starting her own stuff and doing her own stuff. So Rocky goes and gets a cup of water. So they get water thrown all over them. And then Jada decides for some reason that she wants to continue yelling at Judy and gets up on Sarah's bed, which is now Jada's nasty ass feet are all over Sarah's bed. And Judy goes, I didn't take your hair out of the motherfucking vanity. So then Jada's like, bitch, I'm moving silence. I'll fight everybody. Just in her face. So Judy just like pushes her and then like chokes her. And Jada like kind of swings back, and then security goes to grab her, and Jada pretty much lets herself get carried away by security. Like, she looked like she was on a Broadway show. Like, they picked her up and held her and spun her around by her waist, and she was like, NYC! Like, it was ridiculous. Like, you can just tell, like, she was not gonna fight or anything. She just she wanted to look like she was about it, and then she's like, yeah, bitch, I'll fight you, blah, 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 whatever. Just take your ratchet ass back to Queens. So then Rocky continues to throw water on them, and this is where Judy kills me, because Rocky starts throwing water on them, and Judy just sits in her bed, and she goes, thank you, I love being a Pisces. I love being a Pisces. I love being a Pisces. Thank you for throwing water on me. So then Rocky leaves, and, they're continuing to be petty as shit. We see Judy saying, my voice is awesome, my legs are awesome, I'm awesome, and these girls are going to learn not to fuck with me. So pretty much what we see from the next episode is Judy kind of makes that true. Drives everyone crazy, and it's the queen, and it's again making voodoo noises, which is I'm really excited for. And someone goes home, and I know who it is already, but I'm not going to spill any tea in case you're watching and you don't want to know what happens. So, yeah, thanks for watching this. It's a bit spotty here and there, but yeah, thanks for putting up with it anyway, everyone. have a great day. Whatever.